Welcome back to another edition of Fitter Every Day. The main focus of this video is to show you a logical sequence of steps to help you get your first muscle up or to build repeatability into the movement for athletes who have already achieved their first few reps. If you're an athlete who can't seem to get that first rep or you struggle to perform the movement when fatigued, then this video is for you. Before we get too far, a small disclaimer. There are many ways to get a muscle up, and some might get you there quicker than the way I'm going to describe. But what I'm most concerned with is building a good platform of skill and strength so no matter how tough a workout is, the ability is still going to be there when you need it the most. Personally, I believe that every athlete should strive for a strict muscle up before attempting to kip. While the kip might get you there sooner, it also adds a lot of momentum to the movement that you may not know how to react to if the rep goes wrong, which increases the chances of injury greatly. Before we get on to how to do a muscle up, I'm going to set you a few prerequisite goals to accomplish. The first one is the false grip. The false grip is a method of holding the rings that places the wrist on the top of the inside of the rings. The false grip provides two main benefits. Number one, the wrist is already above the ring so that the transition from being below to above happens more smoothly. And number two, the false grip shortens the lever length of the forearm, which creates a mechanical advantage. Most athletes new to the rings will struggle with holding a false grip, not to mention it's quite uncomfortable. Start by working to a 10-second false grip hang and then onto false grip pull-ups before advancing to chest to ring pull-ups. The next thing to practice is called a front support. This position will have the athlete fully locked out with the elbows, slightly turned out at the hands, and an active hollow body position. If you are new to the rings, this can be more challenging than it looks, and a bit of shaking is normal. Keep working on this skill until you can hold for 10 seconds confidently. After you've built your ability to hold the front support, it's time to work on dips. These are also harder than they look, and you may need to start with a reduced range of motion. Keep working on these until you can do several full range of motion reps with strict form. The transition and press out. It's all good to be able to pull your chest high above the rings, but if you don't know what to do when you get there, then the muscle up is going to evade you. Start by lowering the rings to about head height when kneeling and practice transitioning from below to above the rings. Try to use as much upper body strength as you can at this point, but you may use your legs to assist you through. The goal is to pull the chest to the rings before rapidly getting the elbows behind the shoulders and catching the body in a deep and stable position. As you get more confident, progressively add height to the rings to the point where the legs are giving minimal assistance, and you can also add in the press out at this point for extra training value. The next piece of the puzzle is the reverse transition. This drill teaches the athlete how to lower from the top of the muscle up as well as how to regain the false grip so that multiple reps can be linked together. Start with the rings at a height that allows you to achieve a front support. From there, lower slowly into the bottom of the dip and then allow your shoulders to move rearwards to instigate the descent under the rings. During this stage of the movement, concentrate on keeping your elbows close to your body and try to wrap your wrists around the rings in order to regain the false grip. Once you have trained all of these skills and drills, it's time to put it all together. A good way to start is with a restricted range of motion. If you're a CrossFitter, don't worry about whether the rep is RX or not. That will come with time. This time is about consolidating the work that might have taken you weeks or months to achieve. Set up the rings so that the bottom of the rings is about head height and practice the muscle up from this starting point. Now is the time to rely on the strength and skill you've developed rather than using your legs or any other form of assistance. Once you're confident at this point, raise the rings a little higher and repeat the process. Don't move the rings more than a few inches at a time, and eventually this will lead to a full range of motion, strict muscle up. In summary, the steps laid out in this video don't have to be performed in the order you have seen them, and you may choose to miss out a step altogether if you already possess that ability. Please, however, don't be impatient in achieving this skill because any shortcuts will surely show up when you least want them to. Once again, thanks for watching and good luck with your muscle ups.